Very often, people say that girls who date scammers or Yahoo boys are gold diggers, but that isn't always the whole picture. Well, there are two reasons why some girls like me do what we do. Reason number one, some girls are truly gold diggers and attention seekers who date Yahoo boys for their money, and I guess the world is right to judge them for that. Reason number two is a means to escape hardship for some of us. I am in this category. This is my story. All through my childhood to the earlier parts of my teenage years, I've always been a wrinkly little child, smallish, timid, and with pale skin. I'm 22 years old now and the last born of my mother's children. My father has so many children that it's hard to keep count. Worst of all, he doesn't take care of us. My mom is an industrious and staunch Christian woman who works hard to cater for me and my 4 older siblings. Unfortunately, her income is never enough to support us. Despite how hard she tries to bring us up in the way of the Lord, my oldest brother fell into bad company and ran away from home. My sister, the third born, also fell victim to teenage pregnancy and she's still suffering badly for it. The only relatively successful person of my mother's children is my other sister, the second born. She has relatively made it in life as a school matron, but there's only so much she can spend on me, seeing as how she has a family of her own to take care of. Back to me. During my senior high school days, I had to move to Accra to stay with my uncle. My uncle was rich and I could have lived in comfort had it not been his wife, who is that cruel all through my stay there. I did all the dirty work for the family that you could think of. This greatly affected my performance in school as I was a day student. As you can imagine, I failed 2 of my WASSCE papers and couldn't further my education. But I was determined not to waste my life. I stood my ground and pressured my mom to enroll me in one of the best private senior high schools in the country. The reason is that once you're writing WASSCE in that school, you are sure to pass with flying colors. My mom couldn't afford to pay the fees, but I was so adamant. Eventually, she had to take out a loan to enroll me there. I started Form 3 first term. That's how it all started. During my stay in the school, I got exposed to so many affluent kids from rich homes. Money meant nothing to these kids. They had it all. During our vacations, most of these kids would travel outside the country and would post their extravagant lifestyle all over social media for all to see. Once school resumes, I would associate myself with these rich kids. They would send me to buy food for them at the canteen because they were too lazy to go themselves. Of course, they had to buy some of the food for me too. I would wash and iron their clothes and copy notes for them, among others. This arrangement worked well for all of us because they got the service they needed and I also got some extra cash to spend on myself. On days when my mom couldn't afford to send me money for my upkeep, which happened a lot, the cash I got from these kids sustained me, but I carried myself with so much respect that with time, they had no other option but to see me as one of them and accord me some respect as well. I studied their lifestyles and my mind became open to how the world works. The thing is, most of these kids dated very rich partners as well. Sometimes I get shocked about how young people my age could live lavish lifestyles like these adults. During the visiting period on one fine Saturday, one of my female classmates introduced me to a boy who accompanied her boyfriend to campus. He was clean and decent, and I liked him instantly. His big fat wristwatch was the only indication that he was indeed rich. We exchanged numbers before they left. Later on, my friend confessed to me that he was a Yahoo boy, but I didn't care. Soon we started dating, but it was a long-distance relationship because I was still in school. We had just a month left to write the WASSCE. He started providing for me wonderfully. Anytime I called that I needed something, he would quickly send me the money. After I completed school, I spent a month at his place before going home, but my mom wasn't aware. He spoiled me silly with money, love and gifts, and I grew to love him him more. I lost my virginity to him and I do not regret it. The lavish lifestyle showed on my skin and whole appearance. I completely changed from the one smallish dull girl I was to a voluptuous woman. He bought me my first iPhone and completely upgraded my life. Somehow my mom got wind of my relationship and did not approve of it, but I did not allow her disapproval to sway me. There was nothing she could do about it. I'm in university now, and although my mom scrapes the little money she has to pay for my tuition, she never has money for my upkeep. But my boyfriend does all that and more for me. Just recently on my birthday, he bought me an iPhone 13 Pro Max and bought a shop for me to run my own clothing business. I am happier than I've ever been in my whole life. What's more, I love him and he loves me too. So I don't see where the problem is. This is my confession. If you enjoyed listening to this story, then make sure you subscribe to our channel, GH Confessions. If you click on the bell icon, you will receive a notification every time we upload a new confession. We have more interesting confessions coming up soon. See you on the next one. Bye.